They're being called the future of longevity, tiny miracle molecules said to melt fast, heal injuries, boost growth hormone, and maybe even slow aging itself. But here's the catch. These $200 peptide injections aren't approved for most people, and many have never even been studied in humans. So, are peptides the next big breakthrough in anti-aging science or another overhyped wellness trend? Today on Modern Wellness Lab, we're breaking down what peptides really are, what the research shows, and whether these pricey shots are worth the risk. So what exactly are peptides, and why should I care? Peptides are short chains of amino acids, the same building blocks that make up proteins. They're everywhere in the body. Some act as hormones, others as messengers between cells. Even insulin is technically a peptide. And here's where it gets interesting. Some of the world's most famous drugs, like Ozempic and Mounjaro, are peptide-based. They work by mimicking natural signals that regulate blood sugar and appetite. That success story has sparked an explosion of interest in other peptides believed to heal injuries, boost metabolism, and extend lifespan. But unlike Ozempic, most of these so-called anti-aging peptides aren't approved by the FDA. And in many cases, they haven't even been tested in humans. If you've listened to top longevity podcasters like Peter Attia or Andrew Huberman, you've probably heard the buzz. In biohacking circles, peptides are the new obsession. People are spending hundreds of dollars per injection, often buying them online from unregulated websites that claim to sell research-only compounds. The pitch sounds irresistible. Take BPC-157 to heal joints, MOTS-c to boost mitochondria, or CJC-1295 to increase growth hormone. Each one supposedly targets a different part of the aging process. Let's look at those individually. BPC-157 stands for Body Protection Compound 157. It's a synthetic peptide, a short chain of amino acids derived from a naturally occurring protein found in stomach acid called Body Protection Compound, or BPC. Fans of BPC-157 say it speeds up healing of muscles, tendons, and ligaments, reduces inflammation, protects the gut lining, supports nerve regeneration, improves joint recovery and mobility. Because of those claims, it's often marketed as an injury recovery and anti-aging peptide. MOTS-c stands for Mitochondrial Open Reading Frame of the 12S rRNA type C. That's a mouthful, so here's the simple version. It's a peptide naturally produced in your body, and it's encoded by your mitochondrial DNA, not your cell's main nuclear DNA. Because mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, MOTS-c plays a key role in how your body makes and uses energy. CJC-1295 is a synthetic peptide, a short chain of amino acids that was originally developed to stimulate the release of human growth hormone from the pituitary gland. It's classified as a growth hormone, releasing hormone analog. That means it doesn't contain growth hormone. Instead, it tells your body to make and release more of its own. Your pituitary gland naturally makes growth hormone in pulses, especially during deep sleep. CJC-1295 binds to the same receptors that your natural GHRH uses, amplifying those pulses and leading to temporary increases in growth hormone, or GH. IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, a hormone linked to tissue repair and metabolism. Some people pair CJC-1295 with another peptide called ipamorelin, which mimics a different hormone, ghrelin, to further boost growth hormone release. Enthusiasts and anti-aging clinics often market CJC-1295 for faster muscle recovery and fat loss, better sleep and energy, increased lean muscle mass, younger-looking skin, and improved collagen. But these are claims, not proven outcomes in healthy adults. Supporters say these peptides act like amplifiers. They boost the body's natural repair signals so you recover faster, burn more fat, and stay younger longer. It's an attractive idea. But there's a problem. According to Dr. Sean Arendt, chair of exercise science at the University of South Carolina, there's a lot of promise, but not a lot of evidence right now. Many of the most popular peptides fall into what scientists call a regulatory gray zone. Here's what that means. Some peptides are FDA approved and safe when used correctly. Think of insulin or GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic. Some are FDA approved for very specific uses, but are being used off-label. In fact, a 2024 analysis found that only about 5% of therapies that look promising in animal studies ever get approved for human use. That means 95% of the time, what looks like a miracle in mice turns out to be not much in humans. So if peptides are mostly experimental, what's the harm in trying them, right? Well, experts warn that the risks are real, especially when these compounds are purchased from unregulated sources. Dr. Mike Nelson, a researcher at the Carrick Institute, points out that online sellers don't have to prove what's actually in those vials. You could be injecting something mislabeled, contaminated, or completely different. There are 3 main risks to know. 1. Unknown contents. No regulation means no guarantee. Some products may not contain the advertised peptide or could be contaminated with bacteria or heavy metals. 2. Unknown side effects. Because many of these compounds haven't been tested in humans, we don't know the long-term effects or even the safe dosage. 3. Possible downstream effects. Peptides influence cell growth and signaling. That's what makes them exciting, but also potentially dangerous. Some could trigger unwanted cell growth or immune reactions. The FDA has even flagged popular peptides like BPC-157 and CJC-1295 for potential immune-related risks. And remember, injecting anything bypasses your body's built-in safety systems. There's no liver filtration or detox step. It goes straight into your bloodstream. But wait, why are people still seeking these drugs? Despite the lack of hard data, peptide use is booming. High-performance coaches, biohackers, and even celebrities claim they've seen faster recovery, improved sleep, or more energy after using them. Some of that could be the placebo effect, but it's also possible that a few peptides will eventually prove to have legitimate benefits once human studies catch up. After all, some of today's most effective medications, like GLP-1s, started as peptides. The science just isn't there yet for most of the others. If you're longevity-minded and curious about peptides, here's what the experts recommend. Always work with a qualified medical professional and ask if a peptide is FDA approved or under clinical investigation. Discuss known side effects, contraindications, and how results will be monitored. If your provider can't answer those questions, find one who can, preferably an endocrinologist or sports medicine physician who has done their research. Focus on the daily lifestyle activities that are already proven to drive repair and longevity. Deep sleep. It's when growth hormone naturally spikes and cells repair. Strength training. The most powerful natural way to stimulate muscle and mitochondrial health. Nutrition. Enough protein, omega-3s, and minerals like zinc and magnesium all support cellular repair. Recovery tools. Heat, cold, and red light therapies show mild but consistent benefits when used safely. Also, keep watching the science. Some peptides are in early human trials, but until results are published in peer-reviewed journals and reviewed by regulators, treat every online claim as not yet proven. Peptides are one of the most intriguing frontiers in longevity science, but right now they live in a gray zone between promise and proof. We are hopeful that a few may eventually revolutionize medicine, but many others could turn out to be expensive injections that do little, or even cause harm. As one researcher put it, we're treating a lot of unknowns as if they're knowns. Until the data is clear, remember this: the true anti-aging biohacks are still the basics: movement, recovery, nutrition, and sleep. Peptides may someday enhance those, but they're not a shortcut to them. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the science of healthy aging. Have you tried peptide therapy, or are you curious about it? Drop your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your experience. And as always, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay well. We love spilling the science tea, but you have to keep in mind that this video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult a licensed healthcare professional before starting or changing any treatment or supplement.